going YouTube. Today I'm gonna just show you guys really quickly how to take apart the Lasko High Velocity fan and give it a quick clean, make it run a little bit better. This fan is it's probably been run continuously for about 5 years in a house, you know, with animals and whatnot. It's not my fan. I'm cleaning it for somebody else. But I looked online, I couldn't find any cleaning videos for these, and so I just decided to try it out on a different fan that I actually owned, the same model, and then post one. So I'd already started taking this one apart. You'll notice, let's see here, it's got on one side, both sides are really the same. It'll have 4 screws, and one of them is the screw you're going to have a little trouble with. It's going to look like this. It's basically a non-reversible screw, and there's a special tool to take those out. Of course I don't have it, and I'm sure you don't either. The other one is just a Phillips head screwdriver, so it'll be non-reversible screw, non-reversible screw, Phillips screw, Phillips screw. You can see I put markings here just to remember where I've pulled them out of. I don't think it matters, but just in case, I like to kind of put things back how I found them. Now, I'd already started vacuuming. I already took this off and started vacuuming it out before I decided to make this video. But I'll remove this, and you can see I vacuumed it out briefly. Let me turn the light on here. And it still looks horrible. Now, I use a mini shop vac here, and I'll show you. This shop vac is brand new, and it had only been used like one time for something briefly, but you can really quickly see what kind of stuff I pulled out of here. If you look here, most of this was from this fan, just on the one side. So I'm gonna show you how to clean out the rest of this side, and then we'll move on to the other side. Now I'm going to show you guys really quickly the tools I use. Really all I use, just because this was handy. I mean, you could use really any Phillips head screwdriver that fits it, but I had this one in the small tool bag nearby. It's just a Phillips head, and this one's actually used for working on cars. And then I got these tiny little needle nose pliers here. These are what I use to remove those non-removable screws. Those like non-reversible screws, whatever you call them. I kind of just put both teeth down into them, and I'll show you guys in a minute, and I twist them out. And then any knife really will do to clean out these nooks and crannies as best you can. That and my shop vac, of course, which I just cleaned out. I'm trying to hold this camera with one hand and work with the other. But basically what you're going to do is take a knife and just gently carve down the sides of these, and you'll be able to get a bunch of shit out of there. You're going to have to go and do each individual one, and once you've got that done, to a pretty good degree of cleanliness, you'll have it down there. You do each one of these, you'll have a bunch of dust particles and build up down here. You vacuum it up, you close up, we'll go to the next side. Kind of give you a good idea of a cleaner side. Now, I mean, it still looks like garbage versus a side that I haven't picked out yet. If you guys had seen it first, you'd have seen a really filthy section there. This whole thing was just covered in a thick layer of dust I could have peeled off. That was at least half a centimeter thick. So this is kind of how it looks with it just a little bit cleaned out. I mean, it's kind of time consuming, so I mean, I scraped out as much gunk as I could out of each of these, and you can kind of see what's really important is getting to the back and make sure the back part's not occluded, and so air can flow through it. And then give this piece a good vacuuming before you put it on there, and put it back on there, and then we'll go to the other side. Put these screws back on. I usually just start with the Phillips screws just to give it a good foundation to put the other screws on. Those are a little annoying to get in there. Just kind of don't really apply too much pressure to the pincher, but just push down and screw. It'll go in there eventually. Slowly. Quickly take a moment to say here that Lasko will tell you you don't have to take out these filters. As a matter of fact, it'll void your warranty. Or not the filters, but I guess the cover. They tell you just to vacuum it off from the outside. I'm telling you right now, unless your vacuum cleaner is made by NASA, you're not going to fix anything with that. This thing was blowing air like a baby's fart and smelled twice as bad, so your best bet to clean this thing off is to actually take these covers off and then get it like that. So when you flip it over, you'll see this other side's about the same. It's got 2 Phillips head screws and then 2 of these reversible screws. I'll start with these reversible screws, get them off. I'll move on to the Phillips, and then we'll go ahead and get this off of here. If you don't have something like what I got, or you don't have the tool that's meant for this, I'm sure you could use a small fork, like a baby's fork, or I mean really anything. Just use your head. I'm sure you'll figure something out. I just wanted to show when we uncover this one how shitty it looks. Also, if the camera angle keeps changing, I'm sorry. I keep holding the phone different ways every time I pick it up. I'm going to try to edit that in post, but I'm not really a movie editor. See, the grill's disgusting. Look at that. That's probably why your fan wasn't working, huh? So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum this off, and we'll take a look at it. So with just about 10 seconds of vacuuming, not even, this is what it looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a knife, and I'm going to just kind of easily go through these and get just as much as I can off quickly. And I'm not going to be able to clean these all the way. I vacuumed down in here, these little grooves. You don't really want to stick anything down there because, I mean, you could really mess up the motor if you sever these wires, and you know, defeat the purpose of cleaning it. So you can see, let me take this light off. If you look down there, I've moved all that grime from the fan blades there down to the bottom. All around, I'm about to vacuum it out. Let's take a look. So that's about as clean as I'm going to get it without pulling this out. I mean, if you're a braver man than I am, you could probably just, and then the other side's got some screws around here where you can pull this piece right here out from the other side, and you could probably get it even more clean. But this should at least work. Probably won't be at the full blowing capacity it was at when this was first purchased. I think back in 2010, 2011. No shit, this was probably bought back in 2014. They were about $130, I think, and they were pretty damn good. Let's see where it's at now when I close it up. Just clean out this on the front. I mean, I'm not taking this off. I think you'd have to take quite a bit of this thing apart to get that off. I'm sure you could if you wanted to, but I'm just gonna stick a knife in there, scrape it down, and vacuum it out. I'm gonna probably have a tilt to it when I do it, so most of it falls out. So this is what I just scraped out of the grill. I mean, there's a little bit of pieces everywhere. It doesn't look like much, but I mean, it's actually quite a bit. There's some chunks. Let's go ahead and take a look inside there. I mean, it's not perfect, but if you look at how it was, you can at least see through it now. And let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh my god, that's fantastic. I'm not kidding. It's like way too much. Which is how this fan was originally designed. If you put it on 3, the highest setting up here, you'll note that this fan puts out a lot of ass. And it looks like it's restored about as good as it can be. I mean, the motor probably has a little wear on it from all that crap that was in it over the years. But this fan can actually be used again.